The 5.3-liter LS engine. You hear it everywhere. You see it in everything. But what makes it a legend? It's reliable, powerful, and affordable. Perfect for any build. Join us as we transform this engine into a high-performance beast. Before we tear into this engine, let's talk about your goals for this build. Are you looking for a mild upgrade for your daily driver? Or do you dream of building a fire-breathing monster for the track? Maybe you're on a budget and want to get the most bang for your buck. Defining your goals will guide your decisions throughout the build process, from the parts you choose to the level of precision you aim for. If you're aiming for a budget-friendly build, we'll show you how to maximize performance without breaking the bank. We'll focus on cost-effective upgrades and smart shopping tips. For those seeking maximum power, we'll explore high-performance components like aftermarket camshafts, ported heads, and forced induction options. We'll discuss the costs and benefits of each upgrade, helping you make informed decisions. No matter your budget or experience level, this build series is designed to be accessible and informative. We'll provide clear explanations for every step, ensuring that even first-time builders can follow along with confidence. We'll also share valuable tips and tricks to help you avoid common pitfalls and achieve professional results. Building an engine requires the right tools. You don't need a professional garage. We'll guide you through essential tools for this 5.3 LS build. Think of tools as extensions of your passion. First, you'll need a sturdy engine stand. It provides a stable platform for working. A good set of hand tools is crucial. Invest in quality tools. Precision measuring tools ensure proper clearances. You'll need a micrometer and calipers. A torque wrench is non-negotiable. Specialized tools make the job easier. Having the right tools is part of the equation. Understanding their use is equally important. We'll provide clear instructions and demonstrations. The star of our show, the foundation of our horsepower dreams, is the 5.3-liter LS engine block. This robust piece of cast iron is renowned for its strength and durability, capable of handling serious power. You can source a 5.3 LS block from various places. Salvage yards often have them for a steal, or you can opt for a freshly machined block from a reputable supplier, giving you a clean slate for your build. Before you get started, make sure your block is clean and free of any debris or old gasket material. A thorough cleaning will ensure accurate measurements and a smooth assembly process. Inspect the cylinders for any scoring or damage. If you're planning a high-performance build, consider having the cylinders honed or bored to accommodate larger pistons for increased displacement and power potential. Remember, the condition of your engine block is paramount. It's the backbone of your build, so don't cut corners here. Take the time to inspect it carefully, address any issues, and prepare it properly for the assembly process. A solid foundation will set the stage for a successful and powerful engine build. Section 2. The rotating assembly, crankshaft, pistons, and rods. Now let's talk about the heart of the engine, the rotating assembly. This includes the crankshaft, connecting rods, and pistons, the components responsible for converting combustion pressure into rotational force that ultimately drives your vehicle. For a stock rebuild or a mild performance upgrade, the factory crankshaft and rods are often sufficient. However, if you're planning on pushing the limits of horsepower and RPM, upgrading to forged components is a wise investment. Forged components are stronger and can withstand higher stresses, making them ideal for high-performance applications, especially if you're adding forced induction like a turbocharger or supercharger. When selecting pistons, you'll need to consider the desired compression ratio, which impacts your engine's power and efficiency. Higher compression ratios generally produce more power, but require higher octane fuel. Matching the right pistons to your chosen cylinder heads and camshaft is crucial for optimal performance. We'll delve deeper into these aspects later in the build. Remember, the rotating assembly is the heart of your engine, and selecting the right components will lay the foundation for your desired performance goals. Section 3. Breathing life into your engine heads, camshaft, and intake manifold. An engine is essentially an air pump, and the efficiency of that pump determines its power output. This is where the cylinder heads, camshaft, and intake manifold come into play. The cylinder heads house the valves and combustion chambers, while the camshaft dictates the timing and lift of those valves, controlling the engine's breathing. The intake manifold channels air from the throttle body to the cylinders, and its design can significantly influence airflow and power delivery. The 5.3 LS engine is known for its excellent cylinder heads, which flow well in stock form. However, for those seeking maximum performance, aftermarket cylinder heads with larger valves, improved porting, and more efficient combustion chambers can unlock even more power potential. The camshaft is like the brain of the engine, controlling the valve events and dictating the engine's personality. Choosing the right camshaft profile is crucial for achieving your desired power band and performance characteristics. We'll discuss camshaft selection in more detail later in the build. Finally, the intake manifold plays a crucial role in airflow. Upgrading to an aftermarket intake manifold with larger runners and optimized design can improve airflow and power delivery, especially at higher RPMs. Section 4. The supporting cast essential tools for the job. Let's talk about the tools you'll need to bring this engine to life. Think of these tools as extensions of your passion. You'll need a sturdy engine stand. A good set of hand tools is crucial. Invest in quality tools. Precision measuring tools are essential. You'll need a micrometer and calipers. A torque wrench is non-negotiable. Don't underestimate assembly lube. Plastigauge measures bearing clearances. We'll explain how to use each tool. Alright gearheads, the time has come to get our hands dirty. Before we dive into tearing down this 5.3 LS, we need to make sure it's prepped and ready for surgery. First things first, find a clean, well-lit workspace where you can spread out and work comfortably. Trust me, you'll appreciate the extra space once we start removing parts. Next, securely mount the engine on your trusty engine stand. This will allow you to rotate the engine 360 degrees, giving you easy access to all sides during the teardown process. Now grab your notebook and a Sharpie. We're going to be labeling everything. As we remove parts, label them and place them in separate containers or Ziploc bags. This will save you countless headaches during the reassembly process. Remember, organization is key when it comes to engine building. A well-organized workspace will make the entire process smoother and more enjoyable. Plus, it'll prevent you from losing those crucial bolts and small parts that have a knack for disappearing at the worst possible moment. With our engine prepped and ready, let's start by bidding farewell to the external components. We'll begin by draining the engine oil and coolant. Remember to dispose of these fluids responsibly. Next, we'll remove the intake manifold, fuel rails, and injectors. These components are usually held in place with bolts, so have your socket set ready. As you remove each part, take a moment to inspect it for wear and tear. Are there any cracks, leaks, or excessive buildup? Take note of anything that might need attention during the rebuild. Next up, we'll tackle the valve covers, rocker arms, and push rods. Again, label and organize these parts as you remove them. Don't be afraid to refer to your service manual if you encounter any unfamiliar components or tricky connections. The service manual is your Bible for this build, providing valuable torque specs, diagrams, and procedures. With the top end stripped bare, we're now ready to delve into the heart of the beast, the short block. This is where the real magic happens, so proceed with care and attention to detail. First, we'll carefully remove the cylinder heads, exposing the pistons and cylinders. Inspect the head gaskets for any signs of leakage or damage. Next, we'll remove the oil pan, revealing the crankshaft, connecting rods, and oil pump. Pay close attention to the condition of the bearings as we rotate the crankshaft. Any signs of scoring, discoloration, or excessive play could indicate wear and tear. Remember, the goal of this teardown is not just to disassemble the engine but also to assess the condition of its components. This information will guide our decisions during the rebuild process, ensuring we address any issues and select the right parts for our performance goals. Cleanliness is godliness, preparing for the rebuild. With the engine fully disassembled, it's time to give everything a thorough cleaning. Think of this as prepping a canvas for a masterpiece. A clean engine is crucial for a successful rebuild, as any debris or contaminants can wreak havoc on bearings, rings, and other critical components. Use a combination of engine degreaser, hot water, and compressed air to remove all traces of oil, grime, and old gasket material. Pay special attention to the cylinder block, cylinder heads, and any parts that will be reused in the rebuild. Once everything is sparkling clean, it's time to inspect our components one last time before we begin the exciting process of reassembly. This is where your meticulous labeling and organization will pay off, ensuring a smooth and efficient rebuild. Remember, patience and attention to detail are your allies in this endeavor. Take your time, enjoy the process, and soon you'll be well on your way to building a 5.3 LS engine that roars with power. Laying the foundation, installing the crankshaft. With our engine block prepped and sparkling clean, we're ready to start putting the heart back into this beast, beginning with the foundation of the bottom end, the crankshaft. This crucial component is responsible for transforming the reciprocating motion of the pistons into rotational force, ultimately driving your vehicle down the road. Before we drop in the crankshaft, we need to install the main bearings. These bearings provide a low-friction surface for the crankshaft to spin on, ensuring smooth operation and longevity. Apply a thin layer of engine assembly lube to each bearing journal in the block and on the corresponding surface of the crankshaft. This lubrication is crucial for preventing dry starts and ensuring proper oil flow during those critical first moments of engine operation. Carefully lay the main bearings in their designated locations within the block, ensuring they sit flush and properly seated. Now, with a gentle touch, guide the crankshaft into its new home, aligning the bearing journals with the bearings in the block. Once the crankshaft is seated, install the main bearing caps, ensuring they're properly aligned and torqued to the specifications outlined in your service manual. Connecting the dots. Installing pistons and rods. With the crankshaft securely in place, it's time to connect the dots, literally, by installing the pistons and connecting rods. These components work in perfect harmony to transfer the combustion forces from the cylinders to the crankshaft, creating the rotational power that drives your vehicle. Before we install the pistons, we need to ensure those pistons are properly paired with their corresponding connecting rods. Most performance engine builders prefer to use a method called weight matching, where each piston and rod assembly is weighed to ensure they are all as close to the same weight as possible. This meticulous process minimizes vibrations and ensures smooth engine operation, especially at higher RPMs. Once the pistons and rods are matched, it's time to install the piston rings. These rings are responsible for creating a tight seal between the piston and the cylinder wall, preventing combustion gases from escaping and maximizing compression. Using a piston ring compressor, carefully compress the rings and guide the piston assembly into the cylinder bore, ensuring the ring gaps are properly spaced according to your service manual's specifications. Section 3. Sealing the deal, piston rings and bearing clearances. Piston ring gap and bearing clearances are crucial for engine performance and longevity. We'll measure these using a feeler gauge and plastigauge to ensure they fall within the manufacturer's specified tolerances. Section 4. Lubrication is key. Oil pump and windage tray installation. Installing the oil pump and windage tray ensures proper lubrication and prevents oil aeration. With these components in place, our 5.3 LS is well on its way to roaring back to life. Section 1. Commanding the valves. Camshaft and timing set installation. The camshaft controls the engine's breathing and power potential. We'll install the camshaft and timing set to synchronize the crankshaft and camshaft rotations. Section 2. Crowning the engine cylinder head installation. Installing the cylinder heads and torquing the bolts ensures a tight seal and proper compression. Section 3. The valve train. Push rods, lifters, and rocker arms. We'll install push rods, lifters, and rocker arms to bridge the gap between the camshaft and the valves. Section 4. Setting the stage for performance. Valve lash adjustment. Setting the valve lash ensures proper valve operation, promoting smooth engine performance and longevity. Unleashing the beast aftermarket camshafts. An aftermarket camshaft can transform your engine's character. We'll discuss factors like lift, duration, and lobe separation angle. Installing a camshaft requires careful attention to detail, especially when setting the valve lash. Breathing free heads and intake manifold upgrades. Upgrading cylinder heads and the intake manifold can significantly improve airflow and power potential. We'll help you choose the right setup for your budget and performance goals. Boosting your expectations. Forced induction options. Turbochargers and superchargers can dramatically increase power output. We'll guide you through selecting the right system for your 5.3 LS build. The intake. Feeding the beast. Installing the intake manifold ensures a proper seal and maximizes airflow. With the intake manifold in place, we can install the throttle body. Buttoning up oil pan and valve covers. Installing the oil pan and valve covers ensures a leak-free seal and protects the valve train. We'll use a torque wrench to tighten bolts to the manufacturer's specifications. The final check. Torque specs and clearances. We'll verify every bolt is properly torqued and every clearance is within spec. This meticulous final check ensures our 5.3 LS is ready to roar back to life. Building your own 5.3 LS engine is a rewarding journey. Patience and organization are crucial for success. Embrace the learning process and enjoy the experience. Engine building requires precision to avoid significant consequences. Proper clearances and lubrication are crucial for performance and longevity. Use quality measuring tools and assembly lube to ensure accuracy and protection. There you have it, gearheads. We've journeyed through the intricate process of transforming a collection of parts into a finely tuned 5.3 LS engine, ready to unleash its newfound power. We've meticulously assembled the bottom end, laying the foundation for performance with a properly balanced rotating assembly, precise bearing clearances, and a robust lubrication system. We've crowned our engine with carefully torqued cylinder heads, installed a valve train that sings in perfect harmony, and buttoned everything up with meticulous attention to detail. Whether you've opted for a mild refresh or a full-blown performance build, the satisfaction of hearing that first roar, that symphony of mechanical precision, is a reward like no other. Remember that sense of accomplishment as you lower your revitalized 5.3 LS into its new home, whether it's the engine bay of your trusty project car or a purpose-built racing machine. This engine, born from your passion, dedication, and countless hours of meticulous work, is a testament to the enduring allure of automotive performance and the boundless possibilities that unfold when you dare to get your hands dirty. But the journey doesn't end here. In fact, it's just the beginning. Now that our 5.3 LS masterpiece is complete, it's time to unleash it upon the world. But before you drop the hammer and send those tires up in smoke, there's the crucial step of breaking in your new engine. We'll cover the do's and don'ts of engine break-in, ensuring those freshly honed cylinder walls develop a proper seal, and those new bearings get happily acquainted with their respective journals. Once the break-in period is complete, it's time to unleash the full fury of your 5.3 LS on the dyno. We'll delve into the world of engine tuning, exploring the intricate relationship between air, fuel, and spark, and how to optimize those parameters for maximum power and efficiency. From wide-open throttle pulls that send the dyno needle into the stratosphere to fine-tuning those part throttle transitions for seamless street driving, will unlock the full potential of your 5.3 LS creation. But the journey doesn't have to end there. Join us for future installments as we explore advanced engine building techniques, delve into the intricacies of forced induction, and push the boundaries of 5.3 LS performance. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss a single episode of our ongoing automotive adventure.